Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at Tom Clancy's The Division here on the channel. And this might be a bit of a surprise to a lot of you who follow me regularly because I typically don't cover a lot of big AAA tentpole games on the channel these days. But this is a game that I am currently playing, this is a game that I am currently enjoying, and I feel like it's a worthwhile endeavor to try to share with you guys some of my thoughts after playing about 10 to 12 hours of this game, both running around as a solo player and in a small group. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining what this game is because there's such a tremendous amount of content out there right now regarding every little detail, nook and cranny about this game and what it is. I'd rather focus on my own personal experiences with it and the pluses and minuses that I've experienced with it thus far. For the most part, I would have to say that my experience with The Division has been pretty positive. I think for what this game is, it does a very good job of presenting itself, functioning mechanically, providing players a pretty steady stream of interesting things to see and do. There's a lot of opportunity for exploration in the game world, which is most definitely rewarded in the form of loot and Easter egg style content. And my general sense is that this game just does a very good job of creating a vibrant and engaging, if not entirely plausible or believable world for the player to inhabit. One of my big personal dilemmas with this game is the discrepancy between the fact that you're using real-world, very relatable weaponry to fight enemies that absorb a tremendous amount of damage relative to what these weapons and equipment do in reality. And I think the easiest way to reconcile that is to think of this game less as a shooter with RPG elements and more as an RPG with shooting mechanics. And what I mean by that is that the point of this game is not to be a crack shot and take people out with one or two shots to the head. It's more about that constant pursuit of ever better loot that allows you to put more damage per second on targets and wear down their armor and life bars. In that regard, I feel like The Division has a very MMO-like flavor to it. It reminds me a lot of MMOs that I've played in the past where the game is more about the progression and the acquisition of loot than it necessarily is about the moment-to-moment gameplay. Although I feel like the moment-to-moment gameplay is generally very satisfying. I feel like the cover-based system and the transition from cover to cover and the perks and unlocks and special abilities that your agent gains throughout the course of gameplay all feel very solid and satisfying and engaging for the most part. I think if there's a major criticism you could level against The Division, it's that it's not a particularly mechanically dense game. When you compare it to, say, something like Metal Gear Solid 5 from last year, which just has a tremendous amount of mechanical depth to it beyond just the run-and-gun third-person shooter gameplay, I think this game doesn't necessarily stack up very favorably. However, this game possesses a major feature which Metal Gear Solid 5 lacked, which is the ability to play through the campaign and the main bulk of the gameplay in co-op with your friends. So if that's something that's particularly appealing to you, The Division is a game that's definitely going to scratch that itch and give you a lot of mileage for your purchase in terms of a game that you can play for quite a long time, experiencing the dense palette of content that it brings to the table. I would say that this is a game that lives and dies by its content to a large extent because the vast amount of content available to you in the game has to carry the weight for the more simplified, dare I say, repetitive gameplay loop that's present here. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with simplistic gameplay, and in fact, one of the biggest charms of this game is the fact that the core game experience is rather satisfying. The trick to that statement is that you have to be the sort of person who enjoys running around in third person in a cover-based shooter with your friends exploring environments, searching for hidden items and other such Easter eggs, and immersing yourself in a fairly rich, crafted experience. If that sounds like your cup of tea, The Division is probably for you. If you're looking for something that's more innovative or challenging or diverse from a gameplay standpoint, and co-op isn't really your thing, this game probably doesn't need to be at the top of your to-buy list. But that doesn't mean that it has nothing to offer beyond those basic mechanics. The simple fact of the matter is that this game is a AAA title in the truest sense of the word, with a variety of aha, gotcha, oh wow moments, and production values that most other games would find extremely difficult to match. So if you're the sort of person who is generally wowed by aesthetics and presentation in a game, this game may still have something to offer for you, even if the meat and potatoes of it aren't necessarily your thing. Having said all that, I would definitely generally recommend this game, even at the $60 price point, especially if you have a group of people you intend to play it with, because that is where this game really shines. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.
Oh my God! Yes. Stuck in the octave with it.
Stick the landing.
Blam, 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 ba-da-da-da. Oh my God.
Warrant refused.
Nice.
They shot him for treason.
We need someone on the inside.
I'm not killing another civilian.
You shoot one civilian, we save 1,000. We're counting on you.
You're beginning to sound just like him.
I
Just
had a
carry out the
feeling that
mission.
something was
That's
gonna
an
be up
order.
here. Just felt it. This guy is gonna have a really bad day. Oh. No, you don't. Oh, shot. Ooh, goddamn. I love doing that.